Is meditation or practicing mindfulness really that powerful? Can these practices really mold and shape our brains to become strong and healthy? Well, in this course, we offer you information that's been proven scientifically. This means I will never tell you it's a fact just because I feel like it, but because there are studies, research, evidence to back up the statement. I heard about this study from a mindfulness related workshop for psychotherapists, a study that was conducted in the US where masters of meditation were invited from all over the world to take part. Experts conducted tests and research on these individuals to see how meditation and mindfulness practices can affect our brain's neuroplasticity. We all know by now that stress affects brain function, but stress can also make our brains old. It ages faster when we're stressed. Why? Well, this is because stress hormones are released into our body, and these hormones will not let nutrients to reach the brain. So what happens to our body if we don't eat? Well, the same goes for the brain. What happens in meditation is that when we become relaxed, the danger alert in our brains goes off. The stress hormones start to decrease, and the bad hormones that prevented us from feeding our brains, well, they decrease, and our brains get the necessary nutrients. As we practice more and more of meditation and mindfulness, we start to shape the brain. So it can become a healthy brain. The more we practice, the more beneficial hormones are released and the bad ones are gone. So we practice meditation. It alters the brain. It is shaped to become healthy. People who practice meditation on a regular basis just feel good. If you conduct MRI tests on them and compare their results to those of people who suffer from stress and don't meditate, well, the results are clearly different. The frontal lobe, for instance, which is located under our forehead, and the temporal lobes, where our ears are, well, these parts become thicker, stronger. And when these two areas are thicker, well, it means we get to have a super brain. It's said that smarter people, folks with higher IQ and all, well, they have thicker frontal and temporal lobes. Maybe then, this hasn't been scientifically proven, but my very own theory is that maybe if we get to grow these parts thicker and stronger, we get to increase our intelligence quotient too. That's IQ. Well, that'll be quite nice, don't you think? When we get more brain power, neuroplasticity also goes up. Good hormones go up. Resilience goes up too. There was another study similar to this one. The Korean Buddhist Cultural Foundation took part in this research to specifically find evidence that the Templestay programs conducted at temples in Korea affected the neuroplasticity of the brain. So to those of you who are not familiar with Templestays, well, these are programs that you can sign up so that you can stay a few days at the temple, having a glimpse at what would it be like to live like a Buddhist monk. You know, they have programs that offer all kinds of healing activities like walking in nature, walking meditation, Zen meditation, alms bowl meal, chanting meditation, practicing Buddhist mindfulness, and much more. So you get up like at 4 in the morning and participate in these activities, and then you just wrap up the day around like 8 p.m. So the folks who took part in this Templestay program or study, they were studied after the experience, and guess what? Yeah, you've guessed it right. Their brain structure changed. Just a few days at the temple, practicing meditation and mindfulness, and just changed. The brain structure changed. If the brain becomes stronger, well, the neurons, they also become stronger, and they work faster, harder, creating better, stronger neural networks. And we think faster, focus better. We become a better version of ourselves. If you're interested in finding more about this study, well, I am sharing with you the link of the article.